Good evening and welcome to Sunset News on this beautiful Wednesday evening. As always, we bring you news, community stories, economics, sports, and so much more. I'm your host, Glenora Shipura. Getting into the news tonight, international oil companies and oil service companies will have to play a key role in ensuring local prosperity. This was one of the Mines and Energy Minister Tom Alwindo's message at the opening of the second annual Namibia Oil and Gas Conference in Windhoek today. Let's take a look.
It gives me a great pleasure to speak to you on this occasion of the Namibia Oil and Gas Conference 2024. I would like to thank NIPDB, the Economic Association of Namibia, and the Hans Sneidel Foundation for organizing this important oil and gas forum. I would like to thank you all for your attendance, and special thanks to those who are visiting us from different parts of the world, especially those that were just raising their hands now visiting Namibia for the first time. Ladies and gentlemen, amid the turmoil of global geopolitics, Namibia continues to be a developing bright spot in the future of global energy supply. It is indeed an interesting time for our country. I believe this forum offers us all a unique opportunity to share ideas on how we can play our various roles in enabling our country to leverage its petroleum resources to attain socio-economic development while providing energy to the world. I have found the theme for this year's conference, the next step towards a prosperous oil and gas industry to power Namibia's sustainable future, to be fitting as Namibia moves towards oil and gas development and production phases. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to use my keynote address today to highlight.
Getting into our next story, the New Era reports that Namibia Water Corporation's $1 billion projects are set to enhance Namibia's water infrastructure. This is part of its commitment to ensuring sustainable water access across the nation and driving socio-economic development. In a statement released on Monday, NamWater's spokesperson Lord Damo Nomata revealed that 4 projects are set to close the gap in water access, enhancing public health, supporting economic activities, and improving the quality of life for all Namibians. The company stated that only 87% of Namibia's population has access to potable water, leaving 13% without this essential resource. The Runtu Water Treatment Plant Extension and Associated Works project, which represents a significant investment of $665 million Namibian, is funded under the Namibia Water Sector Support Program, he said. This project aims to enhance water supply capacity for the Kavango East and Kavango West regions through a new raw water abstraction system, an advanced treatment plant, and upgrades to the existing water supply scheme. The extension and upgrades are critical for addressing the urgent need for reliable water infrastructure in these rapidly growing regions. Damo Nomata further said in collaboration with the Namibian government and the African Development Bank, NamWater also launched the Ohangwena Second Wellfield Water Supply Schemes project, which is part of the Namibia Water Sector Support Program. It aims to enhance water infrastructure for Inanna and surrounding communities. This project, costing nearly $250 million Namibian, seeks to boost water supply capacity and ensure a sustainable, reliable source of clean water for the Ohangwena region. Getting into our next story, the Namibian reports that the Ministry of Labor, Industrial Relations and Employment Creation has called on employers, to make breastfeeding facilities available at their premises. The ministry was responding to a recent Nutrition and Food Security Alliance of Namibia study revealing that breastfeeding mothers are not being supported in the workplace. Employers should make it part of their employee wellness policies to ease implementations and enforcement thereof. said Labour Minister Executive Director Lydia Indombo on Monday afternoon. Indombo said breastfeeding-friendly facilities are needed at all workplaces. If employers prioritize offering these types of facilities, then high productivity would be expected in the Namibian world of work, she said. Indombo highlighted that providing these facilities will help avoid unnecessary prolonged interruptions of service delivery, as well as possible labor disputes that may arise if breastfeeding mothers have to unprocedurally sneak out of work to breastfeed their babies at home, she said. The NAFSFAN survey results published last month noted that companies, ministries, and institutions in Namibia are not inclusive of breastfeeding mothers. It showed that 95% of 46 surveyed companies do not have any dedicated spaces for breastfeeding. This number includes local authorities, ministries, and government offices, universities, and healthcare facilities, as well as telecommunications, mining, financial, security, media, and medical companies, among other sectors. The results shows that Namibia has a long way to go into that area. Thus, employers should strive to provide breastfeeding facilities for the working mothers, Indombo said. One of the few companies that have these facilities is Bank Windhoek, which provides a small room with a reclining chair, a bar fridge, a basin, a Bluetooth speaker, and disposable milk holders. Getting into our next story, it was day 2 in the pre-sentencing hearing of Jandre Diepenaar, where a close friend of his, Frans Grobler, and psychologist Willem Anadel testified as mitigating witnesses. Anadel, in his assessment, suggested that Diepenaar received a suspended sentence. The matter continues tomorrow with oral submissions by the state and defense, with sentencing set for Friday. Diepenaar has been convicted of 6 murder charges stemming from an accident in 2014. Antonia Joshko, the sole survivor aside from Jandre Diepenaar, is hoping to see that Diepenaar is held accountable for his actions. Diepenaar has been convicted of 6 murder charges stemming from an accident that took place in December 2014. Let's take a look.
I'm relieved that I could tell my piece and my side of the story, but it's very frustrating to see how the defense side is still not ready with their witnesses, having to postpone it another day, and it's just frustrating to see the delaying tactics that are taking place over and over again.
What are you hoping to see at the end of this hearing?
I just hope to see that he's made accountable for what he's done, and that he can't walk off without having to be punished or having to get some justice done for us.
Now, you also apologized in court. What do you have to say about that?
Mr. Diepenaar never came up to me in the last years. Yes, of course I was a witness statement. Of course I was a state witness at the beginning, but I testified 7 years ago. There would have been a long time for him to give me his condolences and say that he's sorry. I don't really trust the word he's saying now. That the court case continues like it does right now is very frustrating for me, and I just would like to get the closure that I deserve to continue my life without having to go back to the accident in my mind all the time.
On the other side of the break, we take a look at our entertainment news. Do stay with Sunset News.
Neo Paints has established a 67-year Namibian legacy, creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation for the Namibian people. We pride ourselves in being a 100% Namibian-owned company, investing in our country and our people by employing and empowering true Namibians. With every brushstroke, Neo Paints commits to our quality guarantee and always delivering a coat of excellence. At Neo Paints, we always stay true to our country. We are as Namibian as you.
Getting right into our entertainment news, the Miss Namibia organization and NBC hosted the 2024 Miss Namibia prize giving ceremony in Windhoek awarding reigning Miss Namibia Priska Anyola a Toyota Starlet valued at $307,900 Namibian. Additionally, Miss Namibia will also be awarded a cash prize of $150,000 Namibian and a monthly allowance of $3,000 Namibian, totaling up to $36,000 Namibian for the year. The first runner-up will receive $72,000 Namibian, while the second runner-up will receive $52,000 Namibian. Let's take a look.
I have to, I'm sorry. Oh wow. Thank you.
On the other side of the break, we take a look at the National Student Research Symposium hosted in Windhoek. Just stay tuned for this.
Welcome to Namibia, where adventure meets tranquility. With Enjoy, you have access to a wide range of accommodations to suit every traveler's taste and budget. Experience the finest dining and hospitality Namibia has to offer. Booking your dream accommodation is just a few clicks away with Enjoy. Join thousands of happy travelers who have trusted Enjoy for their Namibian getaway. Your gateway to unforgettable Namibian adventures. Visit us today at enjoy.my.na.
Getting into our story of the day, the Deputy Executive Director of the Education Ministry delivered a keynote speech on behalf of Education Minister Dr. Ita Kanji-Murangi this morning at the National Student Research Symposium. He highlighted the critical importance of research and the need for students to actively engage in this field. The event showcases innovative research from Namibia's brightest young minds and emphasizes the pivotal role of student contributions in driving future advancements. Let's take a look.
Humanity is ever faced with major challenges in ensuring adequate provision of basic necessities such as your food, your water, shelter, and clean and healthy environment for the ever-growing population. Governments alone can only hope to address these challenges when they are well informed. That is, having required information on the complexity of the problem that ought to be solved. As such, research are the most significant and most dependable way of to understand and solve complex and numerous problems faced by humanities. One of the most profound impact of research is in its role in shaping evidence-based policy making. Decisions are grounded in robust research and are not only more effective but also more so for problem solving. They reflect a commitment to truth, a dedication to addressing real needs of our community. As young researchers, we have a vital role to play in ensuring that our work contributes to this process, providing policymakers with insightful information that they need and creating that informed decision in an effective and equitable manner.
Getting into our community talk, the Windhoek Mayor Queen Kamati revealed that the Kupferberg landfill site is reaching its full capacity as a result of rapid growth in the municipal areas, which has led to an increase in monthly waste generated by residents. She further stated that to the extent the lifespan of the landfill, the council will have to commit approximately $308 million. Let's take a look at that.
Valuable contributions and inputs towards our effort of optimizing this noble project and other waste management initiatives within the city of Windhoek. The outcome of this workshop is replicated to other local authorities and regions across Namibia. Having said that, dear residents, I'm further inclined to mention that the rapid growth within the Windhoek municipal area has resulted in the increase in the monthly waste generated, which has subsequently placed pressure on the existing landfill available airspace and lifespan. Our general hazardous waste disposal facility, the Koevoorburg landfill site, is nearing its lifespan, and to extend the current lifespan by creating more cells, Council must commit up to approximately 308 million Namibian dollars. According to the data from the World Bank, approximately 1.3 billion tons of waste are generated globally each year, equivalent to around 1.2 kg of waste per person per day. So this is the win per day. That's what it means. This surge in waste generation is caused by population growth, rapid industrialization, massive urbanization, and significant economic development.
Telecom Namibia allocates roughly $100 million for network upgrades. We tackle this story after the break. Getting into our economic news, Telecom Namibia has earmarked between 90 million and 100 million Namibian dollars for improving network quality and expanding coverage in the country. The telecommunications giant has initiated upgrades of several mobile sites from 2G to 3G and 4G technology as part of this investment. Telecom Namibia Chief Executive Officer Stanley Shanapinda highlighted that the move is aimed at enhancing network performance and accessibility for customers across the country. We have a budget of roughly 90 to 100 million Namibian dollars for improving the network quality of service. Let's now take a look at our financial indicators. The Namibian dollar trades against the British pound at 23.31, against the euro at 19.88, against the US dollar at 17.89. $2 Namibian dollars and 51 cents gets you 1 Chinese yuan. On the commodities market, gold went down while copper, platinum and Brent crude oil went up. Brent crude oil trading at 1.14%, going for $78 and 40 cents per barrel. On the other side of the break, we take a look at our international news.
Neopaints has established a 67-year Namibian legacy, creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation for the Namibian people. We pride ourselves in being a 100% Namibian-owned company, investing in our country and our people by employing and empowering true Namibians. With every brushstroke, Neopaints commits to our quality guarantee and always delivering a coat of excellence. At Neopaints, we always stay true to our country. We are as Namibian as you.
Getting into our international news, Indonesia President Joko Widodo on Wednesday said he respected the decisions of the country's institutions amid a move by his allies and parliament to try to reverse a court decision that changed qualification criteria for regional elections. His remarks came during a rare power struggle between Indonesia's parliament and the judiciary, with legislators allied with Widodo and President-elect Prabowo Subianto seeking to roll back a court decision on Tuesday that could allow one of their biggest critics to run for the highest profile post of Jakarta governor. Let's now take a look at our weather predictions. Katima Mbulilo can expect sunny weather conditions with a minimum of 13 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 32 degrees Celsius, while the capital city can expect a minimum of 12 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 27 degrees Celsius with sunny weather conditions. Handys Bay can expect sunny weather conditions with a minimum of 12 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 21 degrees Celsius, while Rehoboth can expect a minimum of 8 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 28 degrees Celsius, also with sunny weather conditions. We now take a look at the latest in the world of sports, courtesy of Ari Hohat.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, and starting off with tennis news first. It is the next major of the year, the US Open, that will start on Monday. That's at Flushing Meadows, that is in New York. News from the ATP, the men's side of the tournament, is that number 1 seed Jannik Sinner will be in the tournament, and he will be number 1 seed in the tournament. He was in the news because he tested positive for a banned substance in March. So it was investigated and it was declared that he got it inadvertently. He was contaminated by his physiotherapist that used a spray on his hand when he had a cut. So he's not guilty then, and he will be able to play in the US Open that starts on Monday. On to soccer news, and it is still transfers that's in the news. The first week of the English Premier League is behind us. Manchester City, the defending champions, getting off to a winning start at a away game to Chelsea. News from Manchester City is that they're trying to get the German player Gundogan to come back to the club. He used to play for Manchester City. He left in 2023 to Barcelona, but it seems like Barcelona do have financial challenges at the moment, and they need to have a few players to let them go, and it's a possibility that Gundogan can go back to Manchester City. Manchester City urgently need a defender, and it is because of Julian Alvarez that left the club, and also injury to Oscar Bob. More soccer news is that the Professional Footballers Association announced their winners of the season, the previous season. The player of the year is Phil Foden of Manchester City, and it is also a young player of the year that was announced, and that is Cole Palmer. He plays for Chelsea. He is the Professional Footballers Association Young Player of the Year. The women's side is Khadija Shaw. She plays for Manchester City as well. She's the player of the year. And then the young player of the year is from Manchester United. She's Grace Clinton. So those are the awards for the Professional Football Association, the best players for the season that just ended. And closing off today's international sports news, it is Formula One racing news. It is after a few weeks break, it is back to action again for Formula One. It's going to be the Dutch Grand Prix this coming weekend. It will be on Sunday. That's the home racing track for the leader at the moment. That is Max Verstappen. He's racing in a Red Bull Honda, and he's again the favorite to do well in the Dutch Grand Prix. At the moment on the points table, he's leading on 277 points, but he's been challenged by Lando Norris of McLaren on 199. Then also Charles Leclerc in his Ferrari is on 177 points. There's strong competition in the Constructors' Championship at the moment, with McLaren and Ferrari doing better this season. It is still Red Bull that is the leading there on 408 points. That's combined for the two racing drivers. Just behind them, 42 points behind them, is McLaren on 366, and then followed by Ferrari on 345. So the battle for the top three in the Constructors' Championship of the Formula One is very close. That's international sports news for today. Hope you have a great sport day, and we talk international sport again tomorrow. Goodbye.
And with that, we've come to the end of the broadcast. Thank you for tuning and watching Sunset News on this beautiful Wednesday evening. From me, Glenora Shipura. Until next time.